Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing and football tips for Saturday the 30th of March. Let me just check the date. What a fantastic start to the video. Yeah, so I'm a bit down at the moment, so I should try and get through the video. So horse racing tips first. I haven't put the bet on yet. I do believe these prices are probably going to get bigger, but I'm taking the price, so I've got a chance or an opportunity of a cash out. The football bet will be in the description and the comment section. It was a bit unfortunate today with the football bet. We did it. If Mansfield Town had scored one goal in the second half, we would have got the over 2.5 goal treble up, and also both teams to score in the second half treble. I think that might have returned about £40. I might be wrong, so in the end it's actually returned nothing, so it doesn't really matter. So let me get into it. So the first selection is Tanganyika at 9-1 in the 240 at Haydock, paying 5 places instead of 3. I tipped this, I think, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? It ran at Utoxeter and it disputed the lead. Well, there were 2 horses that also disputed the lead that didn't finish the race in that day, but another one that also disputed the lead finished second. This horse was finished a relatively well-beaten third, but everything else was a long way behind. I think this horse is worth another chance for definite. Will it be bigger than 9-1? I don't know, but I think 9-1's a decent price. It's a competitive race, but I think they deliberately, and I shall let you know about one of the other horses, I think they deliberately went off, really tested this horse, and I think it will do same tactics, hopefully get some uncontested lead this time, and just keeps a constant gallop up. The second selection, bearing in mind what I'm going for, generally at Haydock, is I'm thinking what they've done. I'm sure it's at Haydock. They've moved the rail, so I'm thinking they've moved the rail to fresh ground. Well, they haven't moved it that far. I think what is one of them 13 yards. So I'm guessing they moved it wider, and then there'll be a fresh strip of ground. So I'm thinking the leaders will probably benefit from running on the inside, whereas anything that runs 2 or 3 wide will probably be running on what I'm guessing they would class as deeper ground. Well, I do fancy a number of front runners anyway, and I haven't particularly just gone for that reason, but it does help. So what I've gone for Topville Ben at 8-1 in the 315 at Haydock, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is a trainer I don't like and a jockey I don't like, so what a fantastic combination. If it gets an easy lead, I think it's hard to beat. It's a bit in and out, but I think the run, I think it's either Leopardstown or Punchestown. It ran an absolute cracker, and I'm thinking that form, in my opinion, will make a lot of these horses go. And I would prefer at Haydock to have a horse in front rather than to have to come from behind on heavy ground. Anyway, that's just in general. So, yeah, Topville Ben and Tanganyika, I very much expect them to be up near the pace, hopefully getting in it. Ideally, we want them both to have an easy lead, and then it's let's see what they can do. The third selection is Haydock at 20-1 in a 335 at Musselburgh, paying 5 places instead of 3. I'll be honest, a bit like Borat, I do think Metier's got a chance, but I would have gone for, is it Sweet Fantasy, I think it's called, or Street Fantasy? I think that horse will be hard to beat. However, I cannot ignore this horse. This horse is, in my opinion, is handicapped to run at least a place. It'll be fine on the ground. It's very interesting. It's gone to Jim Goldie. I was watching this horse when it was trained. I think it was was it Donald Willans, Evan Willans, and it used to travel ever so well. Well, it travels ever so well over a range of distances. Well, it's interesting. They put Amy War on board. She's taking 5 off. I think she's going to give this a really quiet ride, and there is a bit of pace in the race. So I'm wondering could that pace collapse and hopefully and Haydock at least run a place. I don't know, but I definitely think it's got a chance. If you're looking for a more obvious winner, I wouldn't want to put you off I think it's Sweet Fantasy, trained by James Owen. Ran really well over hurdles, over 2 miles, but it was also quite progressive for Ralph Beckett before it went to James Owen's stable. So if you're looking for a more realistic chance of a win or a place, I think that's about 6-1. But I can't ignore Haydock. I've backed it that many times. I've got to back it again. I won't claim to have the winner if Sweet or Street Fantasy wins, whatever it's called, or Destiny. The next selection, and an interesting nap of the day, is A Up It's Maggie at 14 to 1 in the 4:45 at Musselburgh, playing 4 places instead of 3. Drawn 8, which I think will probably be fine. It needs this ground. It's fit and it's running well. I don't really see why it's 14 to 1. If this stable fancy it, there's no chance it'll be 14 to 1. I think it's that is it Tony Coyle and Kane Wood stable. If they fancy a horse, it's more likely to be 5 or 6 to 1 come race time. It loves soft ground, and I think in this race there could well be a pace collapse. There's a lot of horses that want to make the running. One of them is actually Fine Wine, who always goes tearing off. So I think there could be a pace collapse in that race. The next selection is Hill of Tara at 9 to 1 in the 4:25 at Haydock, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is another Venetia Williams horse that went off too fast last time. I'm thinking if they run it a bit more conservatively, it's got every chance of at least making the frame. The next selection is Zip at 7 to 1 in the 2:25 at Musselburgh, paying 4 places instead of 3. Zip, this horse, I think it had a bit of a day out the other day. Was it at Doncaster, I think? It ran on quite well towards the end, finished 4th behind Nebworth. It was staying on. Looking at it, it's ran won well at Doncaster on, I believe, heavy ground over 7 furlong. This horse it won't be inconvenienced by the ground. I think it will enjoy a fast pace, and I think Richard Fye has put Tyler Hurd on to take a convenient £3 off it, and I'm fully expecting it to run its race. My only concern at Musselburgh is the fact that I've had horses that come from behind, and I've seen them at Musselburgh in the past where when the ground is really tough going, they are so stretched out, it's unbelievable. Even for a course that is supposed to be an easy course, or because the class is an easy flat course, they tend to go a bit too quick and they can be virtually walking over the line. I'm just hoping that it doesn't favour front runners, and the two that come from behind are favoured by pace collapse, or three, are favoured by pace collapse. So the football will be in the description and the comments. So the very best of luck, Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.